Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is Thursday, April 6, 2023. If you can, please support this channel by buying me a cup of coffee or by visiting my affiliate links. Your help is greatly appreciated and helps us to continue to provide content. The American people are pulling money out of banks at a rate of record levels. During the month of March of 2023, we saw the biggest drop in bank deposits in the United States history. The sudden and dramatic change in bank deposits is staggering. For the month of March of 2023, banks within the United States saw $389 billion taken out by U.S. citizens and companies. Some would say we saw this type of situation during the crisis of 2008. But even at the height of that crisis, not a single monthly decline exceeded $100 billion. Since that recent high, total deposits in the United States are now down a record $1 trillion. So what's happening to the money and where is it going? For starters, we know it's not going to repay debt because debt levels remain at the highest levels that have been seen in history. Car loan and credit card interest rates just hit a record high, and as of today, the average interest rates for new cars are 9%, for used cars it's 14%, and for credit cards it's 24.5%. On top of all this data, we also have record levels of debt, with total household debt coming in at $16.5 trillion, car loans coming in at $1.6 trillion, and credit card debt coming in at $986 billion. With interest rates so high, these balances are only going to get higher as things become more and more unaffordable. And the result is people will be continuing to use their credit cards to maintain their lifestyles. As if this wasn't enough to convince you that a crippling debt crisis is gripping the country, we also have student loan debt now reaching $1.6 trillion. This balance would be much worse at this point, but the interest rates on these loans were suspended since 2020. But that is set to resume this year. However, there may be some relief from this crisis, but it remains to be seen what the Supreme Court will decide. But make no mistake, this debt crisis is very real. This is not financial advice in any way, but it makes sense to buy the things that you think you might need if everything completely breaks down. Buying shelf-stable foods that will keep for a long time is a great idea. Items like pasta, rice, beans, canned tuna, and canned meats, jarred sauces, they're all a good idea. But others take it a step further and even prepare for extended power outages so that they can have power available. Some people buy generators or solar systems for this purpose. They are also buying tools while they are available, in case they need to make repairs or even rebuild something. If you don't have any tools, it might make sense to pick up a set of screwdrivers, maybe a set of standard and metric wrenches, a hammer, a saw, a drill, etc. These items would come in handy if you needed to make repairs. Also, having them saves you money, as you wouldn't have to pay someone to make minor repairs that you can do yourself. Aside from tools and backup power, it is also wise to buy some spare oil for your cars and yard machines, some extra oil filters, maybe spare brake pads for your car. Focus on things that either run out quickly or are common repairs that need to be changed periodically, like car brakes, home heating and cooling filters, water filters, soap, paper products, laundry soap, etc. While none of us want things to get to the point where it has all collapsed and nothing is available or affordable, it appears our leadership is doing nothing to help the situation, and in fact their decisions are making things worse. We are stuck on the train tracks and a freight train is now seconds away from smashing into us. There is a high likelihood at this point that the dollar is going to collapse and with it our economy. There is still some time to prepare for this eventuality and for you to make sure that you have what you and your family need to not only survive but to thrive during this crisis. It may take weeks, months, or even years, but if you prepare, you will have some level of comfort and you won't be forced like the rest of those asleep to wait for the government to help, because they won't. Which brings up another point. You need to prepare yourself for the possibility of those who have done nothing, who will try to steal what you have prepared for. Think about different ways and quote-unquote tools to protect yourself and those you love. Some have tried to calm the people down by saying that the recent draining of bank accounts is from the recent bank failures. But the truth is, the money has been coming out slowly over time. as if some people are very aware of what is happening and they are taking out their money and purchasing tangible items in advance while they are available and affordable, so that they can do well during the crisis. Some bank managers say that if the trend from March continues for several more months, a lot more banks will be forced to shut down because they simply cannot afford to have this level of withdrawals happening so consistently. To stop this, banks are even now offering higher interest rates, which is comical. All these years they could have done something to be helping the people or their depositors, but they've done nothing. They waited and waited until they were in trouble before they took any action, while all along they have been ripping the people off. It seems to me people are waking up to what is taking place. It's also time for you to wake up as well, and to start taking action before you can't. The last thing you want is to depend on the government agency to help you. Thank you for listening, and until next time, this is the Rudick Report.